Lance Lynn ready to go on FT Live. Lance, how you doing? And since we spoke a few weeks ago, you've struck out like 1 billion batters. What's going on, dude?
Just kind of finding my groove finally. Got some new toys to work with, figuring out how to work with them, when to use them, how to get them to tunnel off everything. So, the old phrase, teaching an old dog new tricks is starting to pay off.
I honestly think it was either Gloria or the Vino. You can tell me different.
I won't tell you either one because both of them happened.
Hey, you finally took my advice. Not my card table advice, but you took my advice for a change.
No, you can't take your card playing advice or you're going to be down a little bit. But definitely got me hot with the strikeouts, that's for sure.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing All-Star break? You got any plans?
We're going to be on a boat all 4 days. So we're looking forward to it. All the kids are ready to go. A little lake time.
That's pretty sweet.
You stay on the boat?
No, we stay at the lake house, which has a boat. So we're going to be all right. We're going to enjoy ourselves.
Okay. Do you get a lot of sleep during All-Star break, or you got to run around with the kids? Like, do you feel like the first half of the season is a rush and you need to kind of charge the battery?
Yeah. I mean, once you have 4 kids, there's no charging the battery. You're up at 6 to 7 every morning, no matter what. So, if it's not one of them, one of the 3 are up, or one of the 4 are up, no matter what time of day it is. So you're always on the go, and just get used to it.
Hey, when you said you found your groove, I want you to explain that to some people, especially like the younger generation out there, because when they're struggling, all of a sudden the world's coming to an end. What does that mean, like finding your groove? Did you change something? What exactly are you talking about?
Well, I mean, for me, you play the game for a long time. You know what got you here. So I made sure that those things are where they needed to be. There was a few minor little changes I needed to make mechanically, and or with some way I was coming set and things like that, making sure I was good there. And then you just kind of, once you lock that in, you can just go. You find your groove is you're not worried about any of those things. You remember at the plate, you're worried about where your hands are, how you're striding and your load and all that. Next thing you know, the ball is by you, or you're taking a bad swing and not paying attention. So I went back to basics with my mechanics and how I like to attack people. And then I just worried about making pitches, and then started adding to that with, a couple different pitches here and there, and how I used them. And then you start worrying about making pitches and not worrying about anything else, and good things happen.
Are the strikeouts coming naturally, or is there more to what you're talking about where you're going to get more chase and more swing and miss? I ask that because, we've talked in the past. Sometimes we're like, I don't give a shit about strikeouts. I can do 7, 8, 9 innings, 2 Ks, 1 run. I'm good to go.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at the way it is, though. Like, my strikeout games are my longest games. I'm going out and pitching too. So the strikeouts are coming easy and they're coming quick, and they're not coming with a whole lot of pitches. So if you can do that, then everything's perfect. When you get yourself in trouble is when you strike out, 12 guys, and next thing you know, you're out of there. 10 guys, you're out of there in the 5th inning, and you got your bullpen have to cover four innings worth of stuff. So I've been able to get through the 7th. A lot of those games, and things are in a good spot physically. All in all, everything's where you want it to be. I'd like for my win-loss and ERA to be better, but it's been a weird year on that end. But all in all, I can't complain except for winning more games as a team. That's for sure.
Hey, Lance, what's going on, man?
How you been?
I've been all right, hanging in there, dealing with these kiddos, but other than that, I'm good. Man, quick question, tough question for you here. What's the vibe in the clubhouse? Is it wave the white flag vibe, or let's take our All-Star break, regroup, and let's get after it after the break?
You know how we are. We're all ingrained on, hey, when there's no waving the white flag, doesn't matter if it's what time of year it is. Everybody's working their ass off, to be honest with you. You can't be more proud. A lot of these guys, the steps they're taking, hasn't translated in win-losses, but hopefully, keep that process now, and then you get to the, take a little breather at the break. Like you said, you need those breaks. We've been pushing hard with no luck. Hopefully we can have a little break, keep pushing everything, and all the work you put in starts paying off, and then you can go on a little run here, and then show everybody in the front office we can add a little bit, and then see where we're at going down the stretch. But there's definitely no white flag. Guys are working hard. No one's quitting, and we got a good group. We just got to make sure everybody stays on task, and the ultimate goal is to win whatever game you're playing that night, and try not to look ahead, and then also not worry about what's happened so far. And we're trying to preach that every day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've been talking about the home run derby a lot on here. I did it for 3 years. We got Luis Robert going in for the home run derby. Heavy, he's a favorite. He's close to being a favorite, actually. He's got one of the more home runs in the American leagues. Has he been practicing for one? And what do you think? What do you expect out of him this home run derby?
So I haven't seen any practicing yet, but what he's doing on the field tells me he's going to be just fine. So man, my man's coming into his own, finally showing he's been healthy all year for one, but he's also shown the whole world, that 60-game stretch he had in the pandemic year is who he can be and what he's about. So, I'm proud of the way he's, kind of taking a leadership role. He's becoming his own person. He's becoming, he's got a plan every day. It's fun to watch. So, hopefully he goes to the AllStar game and shows everybody how talented he is, because he's one of the more talented guys I've ever played with, and he's learning and day in and day out. And, as you guys know, that's fun to watch a player grow and become confident and become the star that he's capable of being. So he's been awesome. And, hopefully he can show it in the home run derby. He's obviously got the power to do it. But we'll see what that looks like. I don't know if he's practiced yet, but I'm sure that's coming here soon.
Hey, we also talked about the Houston game yesterday. Chas McCormick ran down first base. I don't know if you saw this video. He kind of swiped at Ty France's glove and hit his arm and knocked it back. Did you happen to see that yesterday?
I haven't seen it. He tried to do the A-Rod to Bronson Royal back in the
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
So that's basically what he did. Actually pulled his arm back, and he still caught the ball. Now,
Okay.
my question to you, here's the video if you could see it.
Oh,
Look
okay.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Still caught it.
So he still caught it. Now, you're pitching today. If you're on Seattle, you're pitching today. Is there any bow ties going on or no?
Yeah, he's gonna feel that swipe. That's for sure.
My man.
I know it. That's the old school I love about it. No, listen. And you know what? There's no intention. Put one in the back and you move on, right or wrong.
Yeah, obviously you run down the line, weird things happen. You probably didn't even think about it. It just kind of happened. But now get one in the ribs the next day. Hey, I definitely should think about that and make sure I never do it again. So I don't think he did it on purpose. There's probably no ill intent there, but obviously you got to protect your guy, because you don't know what could happen there. Could have ripped out shoulder or wrist or something crazy. So you obviously got to make sure that you're going to protect your guys as a pitcher, especially when something weird and something unnatural like that happens.
How does that work within the clubhouse? Like, let's say that's your ball club, right? You're Seattle. You see that next day's starter. Is he just noticing right from the jump what's going on? Does someone need to make him aware of the situation? Does someone have a conversation, like maybe the catcher going, hey, we had a problem yesterday. We got to fix it.
I think it's depends on who's starting. If he's a veteran, I'm sure that he already knows what he's going to do going in. If it's a younger guy, maybe a veteran pitcher, catcher, go up and talk to him, be like, hey, this guy's first at bat, force him at the hip sounds like a perfect way to get started in that at bat. Just to kind of tell him, hello, we remember what happened yesterday, and let's not have it happen again. So, and then obviously if you're a veteran, that, hey, maybe when I throw a sinker in there, maybe that sinker's got a little extra life on it today.
I know you talk about veterans. I'm going to bring up Wainwright, Wayno. Watching him struggle a little bit and then going on the IL, man. Talk a little about him. It's got to be tough to watch a little bit, knowing how close you are with him.
Yeah, he's obviously a fantastic human being. He's had a great career also, and I know that he's been really pushing to get that 200th win. And I know I was with him in the Classic. He was trying to get it going. And I was talking about, I was like, man, how's it going? He goes, I'm old. And I go, I told you you're old 6 years ago and you're still doing it. So I don't know what you want me to tell you. He goes, but obviously I want to see him to get to 200 and have that accomplishment, because he's had such a great career. But he's battling, and knowing Adam, he's going to take this little break here, get himself right, and then figure out how to be productive down the stretch, because that's what he does. When you think he's done and out, or he got an injury or something like that, he always seems to find a way back, and he always seems to find a way to be competitive because that's just who he is. He's going to will himself to do that, and that's what's made him not only a great person, but a great player for a long time.
Hey, Lance, I want to ask you about Fernando Tatis Jr. He's having a great year coming back from the PED suspension. He doesn't get voted in by the players to the All-Star game. Do you think that was a message sent? And would you have voted for him? Or I guess you did technically get to vote for All-Stars, right?
Did we vote for the National League?
I don't know.
I don't
No,
think I did vote
I
for
don't
the
think
National
they
So
do.
then no.
I
So
think it's
would
just
you
them
vote
that-
for him? And what do you think? Because it seems like the players kind of send a message. I wonder if that's a one-year message, or if that continues. It almost reminds me of, sometimes with the Hall of Fame where guys are like, writers will say, this is a steroid speculation guy for me. I'm going to ding him a year.
I'm going to tell you how many games he missed this year for that suspension?
Not
20?
a ton, like 20-ish. Yeah, but still, like if you look at what he's done since he's been back.
He's had a great run since he's been back. I'll give him
Yeah.
that. And he's a great player. I'm going to tell you that there's probably a good chance that he got dinged for that. Just because you're looking at, who the other outfielders and stuff that, they've had great years too, but they've been here from the get-go and they don't have that, hey, he already missed time for a suspension of an enhancer. So I'm going to tell you it's probably going to be a 1-year ding just because, and it's because of there was already a suspension this year. I think if that suspension was over last year and he started the year, I don't think you would have saw it. So I think it's one of those things where people are like, man, he didn't even start the year because of this. I can't vote for him. But everybody knows he's a great player. I've heard nothing but good things about him as a dude. He did something he shouldn't have done, and he's paid the punishment for it. But I will say that most likely that's probably what happened. I don't think it's something that's going to continue. I think it's one of those things where, hey, you were suspended this year for it too. So, it's hard to write that name down when a guy's already served a suspension this year for it.
Do you think that we should add that eventually? Like, would that be one layer? Because I know, you're ineligible for playoffs regardless for that year. Do you think one All-Star game should be removed too to kind of separate a little more and not put it on the players?
So I think if I remember correctly, I think I talked to Frazier about this when we were in Texas together. I think if you get popped for a PED, I think that you should never be able to win a postseason award. You should never be able to win MVP. You should never be able to win Silver Sluggers, anything along those lines. Anything that's individual accolades, if you've been popped at any time, are done for your career. You can make all the money you want and help teams win, but you yourself have lost all privileges to have anything individual and be promoted for that.
I like
Okay.
that. I like
Yeah.
that a lot, actually.
You like that, Lo?
I do. I like that a lot.
We did talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember who it was when we were there. We're like, man, he's a good player, but it's like you're gonna get celebrated for something individually, but it's like, man, you got the you got that cloud over your head, and there's guys that are never done anything that are right there behind you, and you can't. It's like, hey, you've made your choice. You're gonna be able to make your money, but you don't get any individuals because you've cheated the system.
Hey, last question for me. Your best All-Star moment, because you've been there 2 times. Kane's been there 2 times. I've been there 2 times. And I wish it was more, but give me a moment for you. Was it just standing on the field, with your kids? Did you have your kids on the field, something, or was it like a moment in the game or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously when you have all your kids, you're going down the red carpet and you have everybody dressed up and all that. That's pretty cool feeling. But when you take the mound, for me, when I took the mound, it's like, all right, here, there's no other game going on. There's nothing else anybody's watching except me pitch against whoever's in the box. Is a cool feeling. The only other time you'll ever have that is in a World Series, and being able to have both of those at the same time, or both of those experiences. So it was pretty cool to have that, and it's just like, hey, I'm against the best on the other side, and here we go.
Hey, Lance, and last one on my side, because I don't remember. We might have talked about it, maybe the first combo that we had with you months back. The beard's looking like real solid right now. It's in mid-season form. It's ready for the All-Star break. It's thick. Do you remember how difficult it was for you to feel like your face was naked with the Yanks? Because Todd Father went through that, and it's pretty tight right now. But he's grown it out. Yeah, it's tight now from the barber. But it was getting thick over here too. And like we're anti-facial hair policy, or at least I am at FT. Wear whatever the hell you want on your body or your face.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than I mean, heck, I was 31 years old. I don't remember the last time I saw a razor when I got traded over there. So there was no worse feeling every day than waking up and shaving. Your face hurt. You were just like, man, I look terrible. I was like, God, man, I look like an overgrown 12-year-old. I was like, it was just a bad feeling all the way around. My kids were like, who is this? I don't even want to look at him. So it was definitely something that I did not enjoy, and the family was weirded out by it for sure.
You know what they say, you can't polish a turd. So either way, it's fine.
No, you can't.
Lance, I love you, brother. Thanks for coming on with us, man.
Thanks
We'll
for
talk
having me,
to you
fellas.
soon.
Enjoy the
Sounds
boat
good.
and the
Thanks for
break,
having me.
dude.
See you guys
See ya.
later.
Appreciate you. Lance Lynn from the Chicago White Sox.